Moving on to the worst game of the week, we have Pokemon Trading Card Game for the Game Boy Color. Also playable on Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance. Pokemon Trading Card Game is very lackluster. This is more or less a cashing game, and a fairly bad one at that. I have no idea how you could have done too much better to do in the first place. The card game was broken in general. All it was one person dominating the other one for the entire fight. I am just going to concentrate solely on the gameplay and how it plays in general, which is in general the actual card game. This game, like I said, is broken. This is Magic the Gathering gone wrong, and Gathering came out in '93. This tries really hard to be Magic the Gathering, but screws up on so many levels. First and foremost, this is right how each turn flows. This is really slow, in my opinion. Like when you look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic or other games of this kind, the pace is a fair bit faster because you're not always having to look at your hand. It's like, oh, I need two of this kind of mana just so I can attack, or I need this so I can attack. I need to flip a coin so to see if my opponent's poisoned or sleep or whatever. Oh, and I have to discard my hand, draw this because I want to use the effect of this guy. As you see forth, it's basically a shot-for-shot deal until one drops. Every time you kill a Pokemon, you grab one of the prizes, and you add it to your hand. Every time your opponent kills one of your Pokemon, he grabs one of his prizes and adds it to his hand. You go down to 0 prizes, you win. Simple as that. The problem is that the flow, I know that Magic has its dead spots where you're like mana screwed, or both you and your opponent are mana screwed, or both you and your opponent are monster screwed. All of you just sitting there taking blows, but you got no monsters in this game left, you're automatically fucked. Which I deem is a fair bit on the bullshit side. Like, you got 6 prizes, you have to kill 6 monsters. Like, at least in Dungeon Dice Monsters, you have 3 hit points. You take 3 hits from standard monsters, you die. Simple enough. So, what we have here is one of the most drawn out games on the face of this planet. It doesn't have the music. It's about it's a 1 minute loop, and there's about 3 or 4 different tracks in this entire game, which only adds to the sheer boredom that this game provides, or the sheer just grind on your mind, grinding for the levels on Pokemon, which seems to be a consistent theme for these kinds of games, like grinding out, drawing cards, praying that you get like a Pokemon to put out there, or an energy card you really need, or whatever, and so forth. Yeah, basically, the whole format to become the best in this game is that you have to beat 8 different gym leaders, each one representing a different kind of element. You know, you got the fire gym, you got the fighting gym, you got the colorless gym, you got the grass gym, you got, I don't know, the fucktard gym, I don't know. And all the Pokemon are that your opponents use in each club or gym or what the fuck you want to call it. It has a basic theme. The poison gym all are weak psychic, so it's like, oh, all I have to do is make a decent psychic deck, and I have this gym made. And so, yes, so overall, we basically got a broken card game that's really not worth the light of day. Seriously, guys, if you want a good kind of trading card game, I would suggest God, what else has come out of time around this? This was your only option as well. Plus, if your battery died, you couldn't save ever. Plus, you would have to go back to Nintendo and get a replacement battery. I'm trying to think of what I could actually recommend over this that came out at the same time. But now, there are way too many different better options. Like, you got almost every other Yu-Gi-Oh! Game is better than this. Except for Dark Duel Stories. Yeah, I'll put Dark Duel Stories as a better game than this. So, yeah, this is trash. Avoid at all costs. I'm gonna have to give this the 3.5 out of 10. Moving on to probably the game of the week, we have Chaos Legion here. I know I used somebody else's footage, so sue me. So, basically, Chaos Legion is a third-person action game, much like Devil May Cry, or even to a lesser extent, Dynasty Warriors. But you play as one of these mercenary warriors. You're after your best friend, Choas, which you're trying to make him realize he was the one who killed the love of her life, but he didn't realize that. He thinks you did, and your job to prove him otherwise. Graphically, I think this game is very much like a Devil May Cry clone that has very much the same look and feel as something like Devil May Cry. It's dark, it's dirty, it's dingy, but as far as graphical quality, it looks fairly good. It has upwards, I believe it hyped around 100 enemies on screen at one time against you. And when it gets that bad, frame rate chugs a little bit, but that's about it. Monster designs can get very repetitive because it seems like you find the same kind of shark-looking enemies, the same kind of plaster monsters are recycled again and again and again. Still, the graphical look, it's appealing, it works, and it suits the whole post-apocalyptic setting of the game. Audio-wise, it's fairly well done. They have a music video on PlayStation 2 version of one of their songs, which plays at the end of the credits. I personally think that's a really good song, and there's also some other really good orchestral things that all work well with the game. Gameplay-wise, this game is a button masher, but fun and that. The game can get a fair bit repetitive, but it's what you expect from the standard action game. The